Have you ever wondered what the world's oldest job was? Before offices, before factories, before even the written word? What did people do all day? The answer is more profound than you might think. It wasn't just about surviving. It was about building the very foundations of human society. Join us as we journey back to the dawn of time to uncover the first jobs that ever existed. It all began with a simple, urgent need: food. For tens of thousands of years, our ancestors were hunter-gatherers. This wasn't a casual stroll in the park. It was a full-time profession requiring immense skill, knowledge, and bravery. The hunter was a master of tracking, a silent predator who understood the land and its creatures intimately. They crafted spears and bows, learned animal behavior, and worked in coordinated groups to bring down large game that could feed the entire clan. Meanwhile, the gatherer was a walking encyclopedia of botany. They knew which plants were nourishing, which were medicinal, and which were deadly poison. They were the original nutritionists, providing the stable, reliable calories from roots, berries, and nuts that balanced the feast or famine cycle of the hunt. This dual-pronged strategy was humanity's first and most enduring economic model. Then, around 12,000 years ago, everything changed. In a region we now call the Fertile Crescent, a revolutionary new profession emerged. The farmer. Someone discovered that if you planted a seed, you could grow your own food. This wasn't just a new job. It was the start of a new world. The farmer's work was grueling, dictated by the seasons. They cleared land, tilled soil, and protected their precious crops from pests and weather. But their labor yielded an incredible reward: a food surplus. For the first time, a community could produce more food than it needed to eat immediately. This surplus was the catalyst for civilization. It allowed people to settle in one place, forming the first villages and towns. No longer did everyone have to spend their days searching for food. The farmer's success created the stability that allowed other specialized professions to flourish. With permanent settlements came the need for better tools and sturdier homes. Entered the toolmaker, humanity's first engineer. Long before the first farmer, toolmakers were chipping away at flint, obsidian, and bone, creating the essential survival kit of the Stone Age. They were masters of physics and material science, even if they didn't have names for them. They understood fracture mechanics to nap a razor-sharp axe head and knew the right wood to craft a durable spear shaft. As societies grew, their craft evolved. They became potters, shaping clay to create vessels for storing the farmer's surplus grain and water. And working alongside them was the builder, using mud, straw, wood, and stone. The builder constructed the first permanent homes. These structures provided more than just shelter from the elements. They offered security from predators and a stable center for family and community life. The toolmaker and the builder were the original innovators, turning raw nature into the technology and infrastructure of civilization. But life wasn't just about food and shelter. Our ancestors faced injuries, sickness, and the terrifying, unexplainable forces of nature. This gave rise to two crucial roles: the healer and the shaman. The healer was the first doctor and pharmacist rolled into one. Through generations of trial and error, they built a vast knowledge of medicinal plants. They knew which leaves could soothe a fever, which roots could stop bleeding, and which poultices could draw out infection. They set broken bones and assisted in childbirth, using the resources of the natural world to mend the human body. The shaman, on the other hand, tended to the community's spiritual well-being. They were the bridge between the physical and the metaphysical worlds. Through rituals, trance, and storytelling, the shaman sought to understand the whims of the gods, the changing of the seasons, and the mysteries of life and death. They were the community's psychologists, spiritual guide, and philosopher, providing meaning and reassurance in a world full of unknown. As communities became more secure, they had something new: leisure time. And in those moments, gathered around the flickering light of a fire, humanity's soul began to shine. This was the domain of the storyteller and the artist. The storyteller was a living library, the keeper of the tribe's history, laws, and cultural identity. In a world without writing, their memory was the only record. They recounted epic hunts, the deeds of ancestors, and the creation myths that explained where the people came from. Their stories were entertainment, education, and social glue, binding the community together with a shared narrative. The artists gave visual form to these ideas. On the walls of deep, dark caves, they painted breathtaking images of the animals that were central to their existence. These weren't just decorations. They were powerful acts of symbolic thought, a way of capturing the spirit of the world, perhaps for magic, for ritual, or simply for the pure human joy of creation. Together, they wove the rich tapestry of culture. Finally, as villages grew and resources became more specialized, a new profession emerged that would change the world forever. The trader. One community might live near a rich obsidian deposit, perfect for making sharp tools, while another, hundreds of miles away, lived by the sea with access to beautiful shells for adornment. The trader was the connector, the adventurer who braved long, dangerous journeys to facilitate exchange. They were the first entrepreneurs, recognizing that what was common in one place could be valuable in another. This exchange wasn't just about goods. As traders moved from group to group, they carried with them new ideas, technologies, languages, and stories. They were the original social network, weaving disparate communities into a larger, interconnected human web and laying the very first foundations of a global economy. From the hunter to the farmer, the builder to the shaman, the storyteller to the trader, these aren't just ancient jobs, they are the fundamental pillars of human society. Look around. Look around today. The hunter's skills live on in the biologist studying ecosystems. The shaman's quest for meaning evolves into the work of doctors and scientists. The storyteller's voice now echoes through our movies, books, and podcasts. Every job that exists today, in some way, can trace its lineage back to these original professions. They are a timeless legacy of our ingenuity, our resilience, and our deep, enduring need to not just survive, but to build, to connect, and to create. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, be sure to like and subscribe for more.